Introduction, Maintaining Quality. Introduction, Revolutionizing with Technology, Palo Protech Acquisition Project Charter Plan Recap, completed project charter for Palo Protech's integration into the Real Estate Renegades. Created a project plan outlining tasks for the acquisition and implementation of new software. Next phase, moving to execution, transition to execution phase from planning. Focus on quality management before execution to ensure smooth software integration and stakeholder satisfaction. Quality Management Plan. Importance of a quality plan, defines how Palo Protech's software will meet Renegade's expectations. Ensures the platform delivers on the promised efficiency and scalability. Upcoming activities, defining quality standards for software integration, ensure seamless automation of real estate transactions. Set standards for predictive analytics accuracy and stakeholder communication optimization. Evaluating project quality, assess how well the integration meets defined standards. Present results to Renegade's leadership to showcase progress. Process improvements. Retrospective document creation, used to review the progress of the software's impact on business processes. Identifies areas for improvement to further optimize workflow. Project scenario. The Real Estate Renegades strategic acquisition overview of Palo Protech, small but advanced commercial real estate software company. Developed a platform that automates and optimizes real estate transactions. Acquired by the Real Estate Renegades for $50 million. Strategic leadership. Rick Grimes, the project manager at Palo Protech, oversees the software integration into Renegade's business. Real Estate Renegades vision. DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus name aim to revolutionize their processes and stay ahead in the market by integrating cutting-edge technology. Learning objectives, list of quality standards, create for software performance, user experience, and predictive analytics. Evaluation survey questions, right to assess stakeholder satisfaction and software efficiency. Process improvement, implement changes during execution based on feedback. Retrospective document, create for use in future software upgrades or similar acquisitions. Conclusion, by the end of this section, DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus name will have integrated Palo Protech's software, improving business operations and ensuring long-term success. The project plan and retrospective document will demonstrate their strategic approach, ready for future growth and innovations in commercial real estate. Introduction, Maintaining Quality, SourceSpoon Tablet Rollout. Project Charter Plan Recap, completed project charter for SourceSpoon's tablet menu rollout. Created a project plan outlining tasks for the rollout at 2 locations. Next phase, moving to execution, transition to execution phase from planning. Focus on quality management before execution to ensure stakeholder satisfaction. Quality Management Plan, importance of a quality plan, defines how to meet stakeholder expectations. Ensures the project delivers on promised standards. Upcoming activities, defining quality standards for the tablet rollout project. Evaluating project quality, assess how well the project meets established quality standards. Present findings to stakeholders. Process improvements, retrospective document creation, used to review project progress. Identifies areas for improvement in processes. Project scenario, SourceSpoon overview, small, growing restaurant chain with 5 locations. Launching pilot tablet menus at 2 locations. Peter, the first in-house project manager, leads the rollout. Learning objectives, list of quality standards, create for one aspect of the project. Evaluation survey questions, write questions to determine if standards are met. Process improvement, learn to refine processes during execution. Retrospective document, create and add to your project management portfolio. Conclusion, by the end of this section, you'll have developed a quality management plan, conducted evaluations, and created process improvements to ensure project success. Key Quality Management Concepts. Key Quality Management Concepts, detailed summary. Quality management importance, vital for maintaining project success through the planning and execution phases. Helps ensure projects meet stakeholders' expectations and achieve desired outcomes. Quality planning, process of establishing and identifying which quality standards are relevant to the project. Defines how to meet those standards through clearly defined processes and methods of evaluation. Ensures the project stays on track, alerts the team to necessary adjustments. Main responsibilities of a project manager, responsible for project planning, execution, and successful completion. Quality planning aligns with the overall project goals and general project planning. Key concepts in quality management. Quality planning, process of determining the relevant quality standards and how to meet them. Quality standards, requirements, specifications, or guidelines that ensure materials, products, and services achieve a desired outcome. Quality assurance, QA, review process that evaluates if the project is moving toward delivering high quality. Quality control, QC, techniques used to maintain quality when a problem is identified. Benefits of quality management, delivering a quality product, ensures the final product or service meets the standards and expectations. Decreasing overhead, reduces errors and the costs associated with fixing them. increasing collaboration and ongoing review, promotes continuous feedback, leading to project improvements and alignment with goals. Application to SourceSpoon Tablet Project, focus on building quality standards for the tablet rollout. Incorporate quality assurance and control into the project to manage quality effectively throughout the project life cycle. The quality management plan will outline policies, processes, criteria, and responsibilities for maintaining quality. Conclusion: quality management benefits include delivering quality products, reducing costs, and fostering collaboration. The main concepts of quality management are quality planning, standards, assurance, QA, and control, QC. These concepts help ensure projects meet stakeholder expectations and are essential for overall project success. Fill in the blank. Blank refers to the techniques that ensure quality standards when problems arise with a product or service. A. Quality assurance. B. Quality management. C. Quality planning. D. Quality control. The correct answer is D. Quality control. Quality control refers to the techniques that ensure quality standards are met when problems arise with a product or service. It focuses on identifying issues and fixing them to maintain the desired quality. Palo Protech and the Real Estate Renegades, a story of quality control. After acquiring Palo Protech, the Real Estate Renegades, led by DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus Name, started using their new software for managing real estate deals. Things were going well until they noticed a bug in the system that caused delays in property value predictions. This is where quality control came in. Rick Grimes, Palo Protech's project manager, quickly stepped in with a team to fix the issue. By applying quality control techniques, they corrected the bug and made sure the software met the high standards the Renegades expected. This shows why quality control is so important when problems happen. It ensures the product or service is still top quality. Which of the following are benefits of implementing quality management in a project? Select all that apply. A. Delivering a quality product. B. Decreasing costs. C. Decreasing time to launch. D. Increasing budget and resources. E. Increasing collaboration and ongoing reviews. The correct answers are A. Delivering a quality product. B. Decreasing costs. E. Increasing collaboration and ongoing reviews. Implementing quality management helps ensure that the project delivers a high-quality product, reduces costs by minimizing errors, and encourages teamwork with regular reviews and feedback. Palo Protech and the Real Estate Renegades, a story of quality management. After acquiring Palo Protech, DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus Name started using the software to streamline their real estate deals. With a solid quality management plan in place, they were able to deliver a top-quality product that impressed their clients. By focusing on decreasing costs, they avoided costly mistakes, like miscalculating property values. Also, with regular reviews and team collaboration, they kept improving the software, making it even better over time. In this way, quality management helped Palo Protech stay on track and made sure the Renegades' new software investment was a win. Defining quality standards. Fictional story, Palo Protech. The Real Estate Renegades, revolutionizing their business with a strategic acquisition. A vision for the future. As another year of success wrapped up in Palo Alto, DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus Name, the brains behind the Real Estate Renegades, found themselves at a turning point. They had already dominated the commercial real estate game, but to stay ahead, they knew they needed more than hustle. They needed innovation, and they believed technology was the answer. They had been watching a small, up-and-coming software company, Palo Protech, for months. Led by Rick Grimes at TWD, Palo Pro had developed a cutting-edge platform to streamline every aspect of real estate transactions, from predicting property values to automating communication with stakeholders. This wasn't just another tech startup, it was the key to taking the Real Estate Renegades to the next level. The strategic move. After weeks of negotiation, DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus Name acquired Palo Protech for $15 million. It was a bold move, but they were sure it would revolutionize their business by making processes 100 times more efficient. Defining quality standards for Palo Protech. To ensure the success of the new software, Rick Grimes, the project manager for Palo Protech, needed to define quality standards. These standards would determine whether the platform met the needs of both the Renegades and their clients. He started by analyzing key deliverables, just like in the SourceSpoon project. Setting the standards. Rick and his team defined their standards. Functionality. The software must automate 90% of current manual tasks. Productivity. The platform should reduce transaction times by 50%. Customer satisfaction. The user interface needed to be so easy that a client could complete a property sale in under 10 minutes. These measurable standards were established after consulting with the Renegades and researching industry benchmarks for real estate software. Evaluating the standards. Throughout the project, Rick constantly checked whether the software was meeting these defined standards. If any element fell short, adjustments were made before the software's official launch. Conclusion. Through defining clear, measurable quality standards, Palo Protech delivered a product that didn't just meet expectations but exceeded them, transforming the real estate renegades into an unstoppable force in commercial real estate. This story shows how setting and evaluating quality standards ensures project success, just like in the source spoon example. The strategic plan. Palo Pro Data Sync project. Rick Grimes quickly went to work, leading the charge on the Palo Pro Data Sync project, a new data processing module designed to revolutionize how the renegades handle real estate data. Here's a breakdown of Rick's project plan. Palo Pro Data Sync project plan objective: develop and deploy an advanced real estate data processing module for the renegades, improving their efficiency and scalability. Task brainstorm. The team outlined the key tasks required to complete the project. Each task included estimated durations and identified risks to ensure smooth execution. Initial data integration, estimate, 1 week, risk, compatibility issues with current systems. UI/UX design, estimate, 1 week, risk, user experience not aligning with customer needs. Backend setup, estimate, 1 week, risk, server load handling for increased data transactions. Testing, estimate, 2 weeks, risk, bugs and performance issues during testing phase. Final deployment, estimate, 1 week, risk, system downtime during deployment. Project phases. Phase 1, initial setup, week 1-2, Rick Grimes, leading this phase, ensures all systems are aligned for integration. Phase 2, UI/UX design, week 2-3, Sarah L. leads the UI/UX team to design an intuitive and streamlined user interface. Phase 3, backend setup, week 3-4, John K. handles the backend architecture, ensuring it can handle increased transaction volume. Phase 4, testing, week 5-6. The entire team works together to test all functionalities, running performance evaluations and stress tests. Phase 5, final deployment, week 6. Rick Grimes oversees the final system deployment, ensuring all users can access the new module seamlessly. Timeline overview. Week 1, API setup, led by Rick. Week 2-3, UI/UX design, developed by Sarah. Week 3-4, backend setup and optimization by John. Week 5-6, comprehensive testing by the full team. Week 6, final deployment and user rollout. Defining quality standards. The quality standards were set around core performance areas: product quality, real-time data synchronization and accuracy, fast and reliable data processing under peak load, user experience, intuitive interface designed for commercial real estate agents. Navigation should be seamless with order placement under 20 seconds. System reliability, no crashes or significant slowdowns during high-traffic periods. Pass/fail criteria. Each feature would be evaluated based on performance benchmarks, speed, reliability, and user satisfaction metrics. The project team created specific tests, including a requirement that the system shouldn't take longer than 20 seconds to place an order. Resources. The project drew from several key resources: API integration guide, step-by-step instructions for smooth API data integration, cloud deployment guide, best practices for deploying the module on the cloud, ensuring scalability and reliability. Survey for feedback. After deployment, the team planned to gather user feedback on the system's performance and customer satisfaction through surveys. This would help in refining the module for future iterations and improvements. Conclusion. Through their acquisition of Palo Protech, DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus Name took a daring step into the future, ensuring their dominance in the real estate market. By implementing the Palo Pro Data Sync project under Rick Grimes' leadership, the renegades are set to streamline their operations, meet high-quality standards, and exceed the expectations of their stakeholders. Quality wasn't just a deliverable, it was the foundation of their success. Yes, the lessons from defining quality standards were applied to the fictional story about Palo Protech. Here's how they were incorporated. Project quality definition. The acquisition of Palo Protech by the real estate renegades highlighted the importance of delivering what was promised: technology that would optimize real estate transactions and enhance efficiency. The quality of the project wasn't just about completing the acquisition but ensuring that the software met the renegades' business needs. Importance of project quality. Throughout the project phases, setup, design, back-end, testing, deployment, Rick Grimes tracked the quality of the work, ensuring that the software met the renegades' goals, aligned with stakeholder expectations, and was functional in real-world applications were focal points. Quality standards definition. Quality standards were clearly defined for the Palo Pro Data Sync module. For instance, ensuring the system's ability to handle real-time data, fast processing, and reliability under load were crucial for the success of the project. Example of setting quality standards. Similar to the source spoon example where staff training had specific outcomes, in the Palo Protech project, measurable quality standards included ensuring that real estate agents could place orders within 20 seconds, reflecting clear productivity improvements. Resources to define quality standards. Project documents such as the business case for the acquisition, Conversations with Palo Pro Tech stakeholders, like Rick Grimes, and industry research for tech standards were utilized to define what high quality meant for this software project. Categories of quality standards: functionality, fast processing, ease of use, intuitive UI, UX design, and system reliability, handling high traffic periods without crashing, were all addressed in the Palo Pro Data Sync project. These mirrored the categories mentioned in defining quality for different industries. Objective and measurable standards: specific, measurable criteria were implemented, such as the 20-second order placement rule. This ensured the team could objectively assess if the system met the desired efficiency and customer satisfaction goals. Critical thinking for setting standards: Rick Grimes and his team continuously used available resources, documents, expert input, and feedback to adjust and ensure the quality standards met the specific needs of the Renegade's business. Conclusion: the emphasis on setting objective, measurable, and relevant quality standards drove the entire project, ensuring that Palo Pro Tech delivered high-quality outcomes aligned with the Renegade's long-term goals. In this way, the lessons from defining project quality and standards were woven into the entire story of Palo Pro Tech's acquisition and project plan. Detailed summary: defining quality standards. Project quality definition: quality means delivering what you promise, ensuring it meets stakeholders' needs. Success isn't just about being on time or under budget, it's about meeting goals and delivering high quality. Importance of project quality: quality is tracked throughout the project lifecycle. Ensures project outcomes align with stakeholder needs and expectations. Quality standards definition: requirements and specifications a product or service must meet to be considered successful. Helps to test and evaluate project quality during planning, execution, and post-launch. Example of setting quality standards: source spoon, deliverable, staff training, management, front of house, and back of house. Standards include what the staff must demonstrate after training, differing requirements for each group, and time, budget, and location constraints. Resources to define quality standards: project documents, business case, project charter, for goals, scope, and budget details. Conversations with experts, vendors, and stakeholders for specific expectations. Industry research to understand established quality standards. Categories of quality standards in various industries: functionality, design, safety, ease of use, productivity, effectiveness, customer satisfaction. Importance of objective and measurable standards: clear, specific, and measurable criteria ensure standards are met. Example: it shouldn't take longer than 20 seconds to place an order. Questions to ask when defining quality standards: productivity and effectiveness. Does it improve efficiency or speed? Customer satisfaction: how will the product enhance the customer's experience? Critical thinking for setting standards: use available resources, documents, conversations, research, to determine and adjust quality standards as needed. Ensure they meet the specific needs of your project. Conclusion: delivering quality means meeting defined standards. Standards must be objective, measurable, and tied to the specific project goals. A health and fitness company has produced a new app. Which of the following could be examples of quality standards for the app? Select all that apply. A. At least 75% of customers report improved health after 3 months. B. Customers track food and activity on the app 4 or more days a week. C. The app's design is attractive and appealing. D. 90% of customers state that they can easily navigate the app's features. The following could be examples of quality standards for the health and fitness app. A. At least 75% of customers report improved health after 3 months. B. Customers track food and activity on the app 4 or more days a week. D. 90% of customers state that they can easily navigate the app's features. Option C. The app's design is attractive and appealing, while important, is subjective and not an objective, measurable standard. Quality standards should focus on measurable criteria that can be tested and evaluated. Fictional story: Palo Pro Data Sync's quest for excellence. As the dust settled on their acquisition of Palo Pro Tech, DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus Name, the visionaries behind the real estate renegades, knew that success wasn't just about closing deals. The real challenge lay in delivering a high-quality product to their customers. With Rick Grimes of Palo Pro Tech leading the charge, they set out to implement their first major innovation, the Palo Pro Data Sync module, designed to revolutionize how commercial real estate deals were processed. Setting quality standards from the outset, Rick Grimes understood the importance of defining clear, measurable quality standards for the new software. Without them, the team would have no way to measure success. So, he gathered his development team and broke down what high quality meant for this project. The objectives, functionality and usability. Rick's team decided that 90% of users must be able to navigate the data sync module easily. Complex commercial real estate transactions needed to be intuitive, allowing agents to close deals without getting bogged down in technical details. Just like in a health app, where users must easily navigate features to track activity, simplicity was the gold standard. Productivity. The core promise of Palo Protec's data sync was increased efficiency. Rick set a measurable goal that the data sync module should allow real estate agents to process transactions 25% faster than before. This reflected a similar concept to how a fitness app might aim for users to track activity consistently throughout the week. Only here, the goal was to keep real estate deals flowing smoothly and quickly. User satisfaction. Just as the health app aimed for 75% of users to report improved health after 3 months, Rick wanted 85% of real estate agents using data sync to report that the software had improved their workflow within the first month of use. Customer feedback would be key to understanding if the platform delivered its promised efficiency. Testing and feedback. With these standards in place, the team moved into the testing phase. During the early testing rounds, user feedback revealed some areas for improvement, much like how a fitness app might need to adjust based on how users track their food or workouts. While the data sync module performed well in speeding up transactions, navigation needed further refinement to meet the usability target. Rick's team immediately made adjustments based on this feedback, refining the interface and ensuring the 90% usability goal could be met. In the same way, a fitness app would monitor whether users consistently tracked their food and activity to ensure engagement. Rick's team monitored how easily real estate agents could adopt the new technology. Final deployment. After weeks of testing and adjustment, Rick felt confident that Palo Pro Data Sync was ready to launch. With a data-driven approach to quality standards, he was able to guarantee that the software not only met the specific needs of the renegades but also delivered on the promises made to their users. As the software rolled out, agents were able to process transactions faster than ever before. Just as in a fitness app where users track progress and notice improvements in health, real estate agents began to see tangible improvements in their work: faster deal times, smoother navigation, and overall satisfaction with the new system. With Rick Grimes leading the charge, Palo Protech and the real estate renegades proved that setting clear, measurable quality standards could turn a vision into the reality, delivering a product that revolutionized an entire industry. Fill in the blank. Quality standards should be blank so you can clearly determine that your team meets them. A. Ambitious. B. Measurable. C. Attainable. D. Simple. The correct answer is B. Measurable. Quality standards should be measurable so you can clearly determine that your team meets them. This ensures that progress and success can be objectively assessed. Fictional story: Palo Pro Data Sync's path to precision. After the successful acquisition of Palo Protech, DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus Name were ready to integrate the company's advanced software platform into their thriving real estate business. The real estate renegades. Their goal was simple: turn a chaotic, time-consuming process into a streamlined, efficient machine. But as Rick Grimes, the project manager for Palo Protech, would soon discover, this required more than just tech wizardry. It demanded setting clear, measurable quality standards. The vision. From day one, Rick understood that vague goals wouldn't cut it. He needed measurable targets to ensure that the Palo Pro Data Sync module lived up to its promises. Much like a fitness app that measures user performance, either how many days a week they track activity or how much time they spend exercising, Rick's team needed to track specific, quantifiable outcomes. To begin, they outlined their core objectives for Palo Pro Data Sync. Transaction speed: the real estate agents using the platform needed to process transactions faster. Rick's quality standard was that the software must reduce transaction time by 20%. This goal was measurably. The team could easily track how long agents took to process deals before and after using the software. User satisfaction: just like a fitness app aims for a high percentage of users reporting improved health, Rick set a target for customer satisfaction. He decided that 80% of users must rate their experience with data sync as excellent in post-launch surveys. This was another measurable standard that could be assessed through direct user feedback. System reliability: uptime was critical for real estate transactions that operated around the clock. Rick's quality standard was that the system should maintain a 99.9% uptime, ensuring the app was always available for agents. This metric could be easily tracked through system logs, making it another clear and measurable goal. Applying the standards. With these measurable standards in place, the development team at Palo Protech had a crystal clear roadmap for success. They knew exactly what was expected of them and had measurable benchmarks to aim for. As the development cycle progressed, Rick constantly referred back to these standards. For instance, during the testing phase, they discovered that while data sync reduced transaction times, it fell just short of the 20% goal. The team quickly analyzed the data and made back-end adjustments, improving processing efficiency and pushing it past the threshold. Similarly, by gathering feedback from early users, the team was able to fine-tune the interface and address any usability concerns, making sure they hit the 80% satisfaction rate. The launch. When Palo Pro Data Sync finally launched, the results were staggering. Agents reported that they were closing deals faster than ever, and feedback surveys showed an overwhelming satisfaction rate of 85%, surpassing Rick's original standard. Additionally, the system's 99.9% uptime goal was consistently met, ensuring smooth, Uninterrupted service. RIC's focus on measurable quality standards proved to be the key to Palo Protec's success. Just as users of a fitness app could see tangible improvements in their health, real estate agents experienced real, quantifiable benefits in their work. With Palo Pro Data Sync, DJ Spin Master, Lil Jesus Name, and Rick Grimes demonstrated the power of setting clear, measurable standards, turning their vision into the reality that revolutionized the real estate industry. Activity: add quality standards to your project plan. Question 1. Can you explain what a primary quality standard is? A primary quality standard is a key requirement or benchmark that a product or service must meet to be considered successful. It defines what good looks like and helps ensure the project meets customer or stakeholder expectations. Fictional story: Palo Pro Data Sync and the Real Estate Renegades. DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus Name had just acquired Palo Protect to make real estate deals faster and smoother for their company. The Real Estate Renegades. Rick Grimes, the project manager, knew that setting a primary quality standard was the first step to success. For the Palo Pro Data Sync software, Rick decided that the primary quality standard would be a 20% reduction in transaction processing time. If the software couldn't hit that benchmark, it wouldn't meet the team's expectations. This standard was important because it directly measured the software's effectiveness in speeding up real estate transactions, which was the main goal. By focusing on this key standard, Rick made sure the entire team knew what success looked like and worked toward hitting that goal. Question 2. How does a primary quality standard differ from quality criteria? A primary quality standard is a main goal that shows if a product or service is successful. It's a key benchmark that must be met. Quality criteria, on the other hand, are specific details or requirements used to evaluate if the primary standard is being met. They are the different aspects or features that contribute to achieving the main goal. Fictional story: Palo Pro Data Sync and the Real Estate Renegades. When Rick Grimes was working on the Palo Pro Data Sync software for the Real Estate Renegades, he set a primary quality standard. The software needed to cut transaction processing time by 20%. To make sure this was achieved, Rick also defined quality criteria. These included: speed, the app should handle 100 transactions per minute. Usability, it should have a user satisfaction rating of at least 90%. Reliability, the app should have less than 1% downtime. While the primary quality standard was about achieving the 20% reduction in processing time, the quality criteria were the specific features and performance measures that would help reach that goal. Question 3. Why is customer satisfaction an important factor in determining the success of a product or service? Customer satisfaction is important because it shows how well a product or service meets people's needs and expectations. If customers are happy, they are more likely to use the product again and recommend it to others. This helps the business succeed and grow. Fictional story: Palo Pro Data Sync and the Real Estate Renegades. When the Real Estate Renegades launched their new Palo Pro Data Sync software, they made customer satisfaction a top priority. They wanted to ensure that users found the app easy to use and effective. For example, if users were satisfied because the app made tracking real estate transactions faster and simpler, they would be more likely to continue using it and tell others about it. This positive feedback helped the company build a strong reputation and grow their customer base. Thus, making customers happy was key to the software's success. Project Plan. Activity Overview. Defining quality standards for tablet rollout at SourceSpoon. Step-by-step instructions. Access your draft. Open the project plan draft from the Week 2 activity on refining time estimates. Access supporting materials. Review the meeting transcript from the weekly check-in where Peter and Deanna discuss quality standards. Review supporting materials. Take detailed notes on Peter and Deanna's discussion about defining quality standards for the tablet test launch. Add notes to project plan. Update your project plan by listing the primary quality standard discussed and the corresponding quality criteria under the Quality and Evaluation tab. What to include in your response: primary quality standard. User usability. The primary focus is ensuring the tablet is easy to use for all staff at SourceSpoon. 5 criteria to support the quality standard. Ease of navigation. Users should be able to navigate the tablet interface without confusion or additional training. Criterion. Navigation time should not exceed 10 seconds for accessing key features. System response time. The tablet must perform tasks quickly and efficiently. Criterion. The system should respond to user commands within 2 seconds. User feedback. Collect feedback from users regarding their experience with the tablet. Criterion. At least 80% of users should report a positive experience in a post-launch survey. Error rate. Minimize errors during tablet operations. Criterion. The tablet should have an error rate of less than 1% during testing. Training effectiveness. Ensure that training materials effectively prepare users to use the tablet. Criterion. 90% of users should demonstrate correct usage of all features after initial training. Example for Project Plan Quality and Evaluation tab. Category criteria. User usability. 1. Navigation time should not exceed 10 seconds for key features. 2. System response time should be within 2 seconds. 3. At least 80% of users should report a positive experience in a survey. 4. Tablet error rate should be less than 1% during testing. 5. 90% of users should correctly use all features post-training. Make sure to adjust the details as necessary to align with the actual discussions and requirements from the meeting. No, the quality standards and criteria should not be placed in the task brainstorm section. Instead, they belong in the quality and evaluation tab of the project plan. Here's a quick breakdown of where each section typically fits in a project plan. Task brainstorm. This section is used for generating ideas about tasks, estimating durations, and identifying risks associated with the project tasks. It focuses on what needs to be done and how long it might take, not on how to measure the success of those tasks. Quality and evaluation. This section is dedicated to defining what success looks like for the project in terms of quality. It includes the standards and criteria that the project must meet to be considered successful and should be used to assess the effectiveness of the project deliverables. In your case, you should add the primary quality standard and the corresponding criteria to the quality and evaluation tab. This ensures that there's a clear and focused way to evaluate whether the project is meeting its goals and satisfying stakeholders' needs. 2. Question 2. What are some ways that Peter and Deanna agree to measure the customer satisfaction quality standard for the tablet project? Select all that apply. 1.A. An average table turn time of 45 minutes. B. 98% order accuracy. C. Lobby wait time of under 10 minutes. D. 80% email capture and restaurant newsletter opt-in. Peter and Deanna agree to measure the customer satisfaction quality standard for the tablet project using the following methods. B. 98% order accuracy. C. Lobby wait time of under 10 minutes. These criteria are directly related to the project's goal of improving customer satisfaction through a faster and more efficient dining experience. 3. Question 3. Quality standard criteria should be objective and measurable. In addition to the methods mentioned in the check-in transcript, what is another way Deanna and Peter could measure customer satisfaction for the tablet project? 1.A. Create a positive experience around the tablets. B. Increase customer retention in tablet areas by 5%. C. Increase wait staff efficiency. D. 5% more birthday celebrations across restaurant locations. To measure customer satisfaction for the tablet project, another objective and measurable way Deanna and Peter could use is B. Increase customer retention in tablet areas by 5%. This criterion provides a clear and quantifiable measure of customer satisfaction by tracking retention rates specifically in areas where the tablets are used. 4. Question 4. In addition to customer satisfaction, what are some other quality standard categories that could help evaluate the success of the tablet test launch? Select all that apply. 1.A. Ease of use. B. Functionality. C. Environment. D. Design. In addition to customer satisfaction, other quality standard categories that could help evaluate the success of the tablet test launch include A. Ease of use. B. Functionality. Design is a common quality standard category, but it would not help evaluate the success of the test launch. Consider what categories would help the project meet its goals. These categories cover various aspects of the tablet's performance and user experience, which are crucial for assessing its overall success. Determining evaluation indicators. Detailed summary of evaluation indicators with Palo Pro Data Sync Story. Purpose of evaluation indicators: reveal specific data. They help determine what specific data needs to be collected to answer evaluation questions. Measure aspects. Indicators can measure quantity, satisfaction, preferences, or demographics, providing insights into various project elements. Role in quality management: add specificity. Just like quality standards detail deliverables and goals, indicators provide specifics for evaluation questions. Determine quality standards. They help assess if the project or process meets the quality standards set in the project plan. Example from Palo Pro Data Sync project. Evaluation question: how has the integration of Palo Pro Tech software impacted the efficiency of the real estate renegades operations? Indicators to consider: enhanced deal flow, predictive analytics, measure the reduction in due diligence time, for example, 80% reduction. Automated brokering, track the speed of the brokering process, for example, 50% faster. Streamlined investment management, real-time data access, monitor the increase in investor satisfaction, for example, 70% increase. Portfolio optimization, assess improvements in portfolio performance. Scalable operations, automated task management, evaluate productivity increases, for example, 60% more productive. Centralized communication, check for reductions in miscommunications. Types of indicators: quantitative indicators, numerical data such as the percentage reduction in due diligence time or increase in productivity. Qualitative indicators, observed behaviors and feedback, such as user satisfaction with the new software features. How to determine indicators: define measurement criteria, decide how to measure aspects of performance, such as efficiency or satisfaction. Identify specific indicators. Examples include the speed of process improvements, accuracy in data handling, and user feedback on the software's effectiveness. Function of indicators: provide measurable evidence. They offer evidence of whether outcomes are achieved. Demonstrate progress: show how close the project is to meeting quality standards. Visible signs: indicate improvements or issues, such as faster processing times or higher user satisfaction. Next steps: add evaluation indicators to the plan, integrate them into the quality management plan for ongoing assessment. Develop survey questions: create questions to gather data on user satisfaction and system performance post-launch. Fictional story context: the real estate renegade's new era. After acquiring Palo Protech, DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus Name integrated the software to enhance their operations. Indicators like predictive analytics effectiveness, automation speed, and user satisfaction were crucial in evaluating the success of the integration. They used these indicators to continuously refine and adapt their technology strategy, ensuring that their investment in Palo Protech significantly advanced their business goals. In the fictional story about Palo Pro Data Sync, the real estate renegades, the detailed summary of evaluation indicators is applied as follows. Application of evaluation indicators to the story. Purpose of evaluation indicators: reveal specific data. The renegades needed to identify what data they needed to evaluate the success of integrating Palo Protech's software. Measure aspects: they measured improvements in operational efficiency, user satisfaction, and productivity, reflecting aspects like quantity and satisfaction. Role in quality management: add specificity. Indicators were crucial for determining whether the new software integration met the quality standards set by the real estate renegades. Determine quality standards. Indicators like predictive analytics accuracy and automated brokering speed helped assess if the software met the expected improvements. Example applied. Evaluation question: how has the integration of Palo Protech's software impacted the efficiency of the real estate renegades' operations? Indicators to consider: enhanced deal flow, measurement of reduction in due diligence time and speed of the brokering process. Streamlined investment management, tracking of increased investor satisfaction and improvements in portfolio performance. Scalable operations, evaluation of productivity increases and reduction in miscommunications. Types of indicators: quantitative indicators, numerical metrics such as percentage reductions in due diligence time and productivity increases. Qualitative indicators, feedback from users on the software's effectiveness and observed improvements in team communication. How to determine indicators: define measurement criteria, for instance, deciding how to measure enhancements in deal flow and productivity. Identify specific indicators. Examples include speed metrics, accuracy in data handling, and user feedback scores. Function of indicators: provide measurable evidence. Indicators demonstrated whether the software integration achieved the desired outcomes, such as faster transactions and higher user satisfaction. Demonstrate progress: showed how close the software was to meeting the quality standards, like efficiency and productivity gains. Show visible signs: indicated improvements in operations, such as quicker deal processing and reduced miscommunications. Next steps: add evaluation indicators to the plan. The renegades included these indicators in their project plan for ongoing evaluation of the software's impact. Develop survey questions: they created surveys to gather feedback on user satisfaction and system performance post-launch. This approach ensured that the integration of Palo Protech's software was continuously assessed for effectiveness and aligned with the strategic goals of the real estate renegades. Detailed summary of evaluation indicators. Purpose of evaluation indicators: reveal specific data needed to answer evaluation questions. Measure aspects such as quantity, satisfaction, preferences, or demographics. Role in quality management. Indicators add specificity to evaluation questions, similar to how quality standards specify deliverables and goals. They help determine if a project or process meets agreed upon quality standards. Example from Source and Spoon project. Evaluation question: to what extent do tablets improve the staff's work performance? Indicators to consider: faster table turnover rates, higher tip averages, higher customer quality ratings. Types of indicators: quantitative indicators, numerical data, such as the number of orders processed or average tip amounts. Qualitative indicators: observed behaviors or feedback, like staff compliance with the tablet ordering process. How to determine indicators: define measurement criteria, decide how to measure work performance, for example, faster service, higher accuracy. Identify specific indicators. Examples include table turnover rates, tip averages, customer satisfaction scores, or staff behavior observations. Function of indicators: provide measurable evidence of whether outcomes are achieved. Demonstrate progress towards meeting quality standards. Show visible signs of improvements or issues, for example, reduced delays, higher compliance. Next steps: add evaluation indicators to the quality management plan. Prepare for developing survey questions to gather data. This summary captures the essential details on evaluation indicators, their role in quality management, and the steps to apply them to a project. Activity: create evaluation questions and indicators. Question 1. Can you explain what evaluation questions are? What are evaluation questions? Evaluation questions are questions that help you assess how well a project or process is performing. They focus on different aspects like whether goals are being met, what's working well, and what could be improved. These questions guide you in collecting and analyzing data to understand the success and impact of your project. Fictional story, Palo Pro Data Sync. The Real Estate Renegades. The setup. The Real Estate Renegades, led by DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus Name, have just integrated a new software system from Palo Pro Tech into their operations. To ensure the software is delivering the desired results, they need to ask the right evaluation questions. Example evaluation questions: are we achieving our target efficiency improvements? Why? This question checks if the software is speeding up processes as expected. Data needed: time taken for deal closure before and after software use. How satisfied are users with the new system? Why? Understanding user satisfaction helps gauge if the software is user-friendly and effective. Data needed: user feedback and satisfaction ratings from surveys. What improvements in transaction accuracy have we seen? Why? This question assesses whether the software is improving the accuracy of transactions. Data needed: error rates and correction frequencies in transaction records. Why these questions matter? Focus on goals. They help check if the new software meets its goals, like speeding up deal processing and improving accuracy. Identify strengths and weaknesses. They reveal what works well and what needs fixing, helping the team make necessary adjustments. By answering these evaluation questions, the Real Estate Renegades can ensure their new software is making a real impact and continue to enhance their operations effectively. Question 2. Can you provide an example of good evaluation questions about customer satisfaction with the tablet project? Example of good evaluation questions about customer satisfaction. Good evaluation questions about customer satisfaction are designed to understand how well a product or service meets the needs and expectations of its users. Here are a few examples. How satisfied are customers with the new tablet's ease of use? Why? This question measures if the tablet is user-friendly and if customers find it easy to operate. Data needed: customer feedback on the tablet's interface and usability. How does the tablet impact the speed of service compared to before? Why? This checks if a tablet has improved the efficiency of service, making it faster. Data needed: customer perceptions of service speed before and after using the tablet. Would customers recommend this tablet to others? Why? This gauges overall satisfaction and the likelihood of customers endorsing the tablet. Data needed: responses to a survey asking if customers would recommend the tablet to others. What specific features of the tablet do customers find most valuable? Why? Identifies which features are appreciated and which might need improvement. Data needed: customer feedback on various features of the tablet. Fictional story, Palo Pro Data Sync. The Real Estate Renegades. The setup. The Real Estate Renegades, led by DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus Name, recently started using new tablets to streamline their real estate transactions. To ensure that the tablets are enhancing their operations as expected, they need to evaluate customer satisfaction with these devices. Example evaluation questions: how satisfied are our clients with the tablet interface when viewing property details? Why? This question helps understand if clients find it easy and enjoyable to use the tablets when exploring properties. Data needed: client feedback on tablet usability for property browsing. Has the tablet improved the speed at which clients can complete transactions? Why? Evaluates if the tablets are helping clients complete transactions faster compared to previous methods. Data needed: comparison of transaction times before and after tablet use. Do clients find the tablet's features helpful in making real estate decisions? Why? Assesses whether clients find the features of the tablet useful for their decision-making process. Data needed: client opinions on the effectiveness of the tablet's features. What improvements do clients suggest for the tablet? Why? Gather suggestions for enhancing the tablet based on client experiences and needs. Data needed: feedback on possible improvements to the tablet. Why these questions matter? Understand client needs. They help understand how well the tablets are meeting client expectations and where there's room for improvement. Enhance service. By collecting and acting on this feedback, the Real Estate Renegades can ensure the tablets are as effective as possible, leading to better client experiences and more efficient operations. Question 3. What are evaluation indicators and how are they used in assessing the success of a project? What are evaluation indicators? Evaluation indicators are specific measures used to determine how well a project is achieving its goals. They help assess whether the project is successful by showing clear signs of progress or results. Here's how they work. Quantitative indicators. These are numbers or amounts that show measurable results. For example, the number of transactions processed or the average customer rating. Qualitative indicators. These are observations or feedback that provide insight into the project's impact. For example, customer satisfaction comments or staff feedback on using the new system. How are they used? Evaluation indicators are used to measure success. They help determine if the project meets its objectives by providing data on various aspects of the project. Identify improvements. They show areas where the project is doing well or needs adjustments. Fictional story, Palo Pro Data Sync. The real estate renegades. The situation. The real estate renegades have just implemented a new software system, Palo Pro Data Sync, to enhance their real estate operations. DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus Name want to ensure the software is a success. Using evaluation indicators, quantitative indicator, number of transactions processed per day. Use, measures if the software is increasing transaction efficiency. If transactions are up by 50%, the software is likely successful. Qualitative indicator, feedback from real estate agents on the software's usability. Use, provides insight into how easy the software is to use. Positive feedback would show that agents are satisfied and find the system helpful. Why they matter, clear results. By using these indicators, the real estate renegades can see concrete evidence of how well the software is working. Improvement insight. They can also spot areas needing improvement, such as if the transaction numbers aren't meeting expectations or if agents have usability issues. In short, evaluation indicators are essential tools for measuring a project's success and making informed decisions on improvements. Activity. Create evaluation questions and indicators. Activity. Create evaluation questions and indicators. Scenario summary. Peter has just completed a test launch of a tablet system at 2 pilot locations. To determine if the launch was successful and if the rollout should continue, she needs to create evaluation questions and indicators. These will help measure the test launch's effectiveness and guide any improvements. Step-by-step instructions. Step 1. Access your draft. Open the project plan draft you previously worked on, where you added quality standards. Step 2. Create evaluation questions based on the quality standards you identified earlier. Create 2-3 evaluation questions to assess the success of the tablet test launch. Add these questions to the Quality and Evaluation tab in your project plan, under the Evaluation Questions column. Evaluation questions. How has the tablet system improved staff efficiency at the pilot locations? Purpose. To determine if the tablets have made staff work faster or more effectively. What are the staff's main concerns or challenges with using the tablet system? Purpose. To identify any issues or obstacles that need addressing to improve the system. What are the overall satisfaction levels of both staff and customers with the new tablet system? Purpose. To measure general approval and user experience with the new technology. Step 3. Add evaluation indicators. Create an evaluation indicator for each question. Add these indicators to the Quality and Evaluation tab in your project plan, under the Evaluation Indicators column. Evaluation indicators. Indicator for question 1, measurement. Average time taken to complete tasks before and after the tablet implementation. Purpose. To quantify improvements in staff efficiency. Collect data on task completion times from both before and after the tablet use. Indicator for question 2, measurement. Number and types of feedback or complaints recorded from staff about the tablet system. Purpose. To identify and categorize specific challenges or concerns staff have with the system. Indicator for question 3, measurement. Staff and customer satisfaction survey scores related to the tablet system. Purpose. To gauge overall satisfaction. Surveys should ask for ratings on ease of use, effectiveness, and overall satisfaction with the tablet. Summary evaluation questions. How has the tablet system improved staff efficiency at the pilot locations? What are the staff's main concerns or challenges with using the tablet system? What are the overall satisfaction levels of both staff and customers with the new tablet system? Evaluation indicators. Average time taken to complete tasks before and after tablet use. Number and types of staff feedback or complaints about the tablet system. Staff and customer satisfaction survey scores regarding the tablet system. These questions and indicators will help Pete to assess the success of the tablet test launch and guide future decisions about the broader rollout. 2. Question 2. Which of the following are examples of good evaluation questions you could ask about customer satisfaction with the tablet project? Select all that apply. 1.A. Are customers having a better dining experience with the tablets? B. Are customers receiving the correct orders? C. Does the wait staff enjoy using the tablets? D. Which customers are posting about their experiences on social media? This should not be selected. This question can be answered, but it does not address stakeholder concerns. Consider how to determine if the posts indicate customer satisfaction. For evaluating customer satisfaction with the tablet project, the relevant questions would focus on how the tablets affect the customer's experiences and perceptions. Here are the selected good evaluation questions. A. Are customers having a better dining experience with the tablets? This question directly assesses the impact of the tablets on the overall dining experience, which is central to customer satisfaction. B. Are customers receiving the correct orders? This question checks if the tablets help in accurately processing and delivering orders, which affects customer satisfaction. C. Does the wait staff enjoy using the tablets? While this question is relevant to staff satisfaction, it doesn't directly measure customer satisfaction. So, the correct answers are A. Are customers having a better dining experience with the tablets? B. Are customers receiving the correct orders? 3. Question 3. Which of the following are examples of good evaluation questions you could ask about tablet ease of use? Select all that apply. 1.A. Which staff members are the best at training customers on the tablets? B. Do all the tablets work as expected? C. Do customers think the tablets have an attractive design? D. How quickly are customers learning how to navigate the tablets? Based on the information provided in the search results and the context of evaluating tablet ease of use, the following are good evaluation questions. B. Do all the tablets work as expected? This question directly addresses the functionality of the tablets, which is a crucial aspect of ease of use. If the tablets are not working as expected, it would significantly impact their usability. D. How quickly are customers learning how to navigate the tablets? This question is excellent for evaluating ease of use as it focuses on the learnability aspect of the tablets. Learnability is a key component of usability, and understanding how quickly customers can navigate the tablets provides insight into their ease of use. The other options are less suitable for evaluating tablet ease of use. A. Which staff members are the best at training customers on the tablets? While staff training ability is important, this question doesn't directly evaluate the ease of use of the tablets themselves. C. Do customers think the tablets have an attractive design? This should not be selected. This question can be answered, but it does not address stakeholder concerns. Consider how to determine if the tablets are user-friendly. 4. Question 4. Which of the following evaluation indicators can help answer the evaluation question, have we improved customer satisfaction? Select all that apply. 1.A. Guests who use the tablets are 50% more likely to recommend the restaurant to a friend. B. Guests with short wait times report wanting to return 20% more often than those with longer wait times. C. Guests redeem coupons 25% more often. D. The length of the average customer visit shortens by 15%. To answer the evaluation question, have we improved customer satisfaction? We should look for indicators that directly reflect customer satisfaction or behaviors strongly associated with satisfaction. Let's analyze each option. A. Guests who use the tablets are 50% more likely to recommend the restaurant to a friend. This is an excellent indicator of improved customer satisfaction. Willingness to recommend a business to others is a strong sign that customers are satisfied with their experience. This metric, often used in Net Promoter Score, NPS, measurements, is directly related to customer satisfaction. B. Guests with short wait times report wanting to return 20% more often than those with longer wait times. This is also a good indicator of customer satisfaction. The desire to return to a restaurant is typically associated with a positive experience and satisfaction. If guests with short wait times, potentially due to the tablet implementation, are more likely to return, it suggests improved satisfaction. C. Guests redeem coupons 25% more often. While this might be an interesting metric for marketing purposes, it doesn't necessarily indicate improved customer satisfaction. Increased coupon redemption could be due to various factors and doesn't directly reflect how satisfied customers are with their overall experience. D. The length of the average customer visit shortens by 15%. This metric alone doesn't necessarily indicate improved customer satisfaction. While it might suggest improved efficiency, shorter visit times could be interpreted positively or negatively depending on the context and customer preferences. Some customers might appreciate quicker service, while others might feel rushed. Without additional context, this metric doesn't clearly indicate improved satisfaction. Therefore, the best indicators for improved customer satisfaction from the given options are, A. Guests who use the tablets are 50% more likely to recommend the restaurant to a friend. B. Guests with short wait times report wanting to return 20% more often than those with longer wait times. 5. Question 5. Which of the following evaluation indicators can help answer the evaluation question, are the tablets functioning properly? Select all that apply. 1.A. Wait staff can log into their tablet accounts on the first try. B. Tablet error logs report a maximum of 1 error per shift. C. 98% of customers who use tablets receive the correct order. D. Appetizer sales increase by 10%. To answer the evaluation question, are the tablets functioning properly? We need to look for indicators that directly relate to the tablet's operational performance and reliability. Let's analyze each option. A. Wait staff can log into their tablet accounts on the first try. This is a good indicator of proper tablet functioning. If staff can consistently log in without issues, it suggests that the tablet's authentication system is working correctly, which is an important aspect of their overall functionality. B. Tablet error logs report a maximum of 1 error per shift. This is an excellent indicator of proper tablet functioning. Error logs provide direct insight into the tablet's performance. A low error rate, maximum of 1 per shift, suggests that the tablets are operating reliably and with minimal technical issues. C. 98% of customers who use tablets receive the correct order. This is also a good indicator of proper tablet functioning. While it could also relate to other factors, like kitchen performance, A high rate of correct orders when using tablets suggests that the tablets are accurately capturing and transmitting order information, which is a key function of the system. D. Appetizer sales increase by 10%. While this might be an interesting business metric, it doesn't directly indicate whether the tablets are functioning properly. An increase in appetizer sales could be due to various factors, like menu changes or marketing efforts, and doesn't necessarily reflect the tablet's technical performance. Therefore, the best indicators for evaluating if the tablets are functioning properly are: A. Wait staff can log into their tablet accounts on the first try. B. Tablet error logs report a maximum of 1 error per shift. C. 98% of customers who use tablets receive the correct order. These metrics directly relate to the tablet's performance, reliability, and accuracy in fulfilling their intended functions. Test your knowledge, survey development. Question 1. What are evaluation questions? Fictional story, Palo Pro Data Sync with the Real Estate Renegades. The Real Estate Renegades team at Palo Pro is developing a new data sync module to help real estate agents process and manage large sets of property data faster. To make sure this new tool works well, they need to ask evaluation questions. Test your knowledge. What are evaluation questions? Answer. Evaluation questions assess how well a project meets its goals. They help measure the project's impact, outcomes, and overall effectiveness. For example, the Renegades might ask, how much has data sync improved the speed of data integration for real estate agents? This helps them understand whether the tool is actually making a difference in agents' daily work. Why this matters. Evaluation questions keep the project on track and ensure it delivers real value. By asking the right questions, the team can find out what's working and what needs improvement before launching the final product. Question 2. Can you provide an example of an evaluation question for a project? Fictional story, Palo Pro Data Sync with the Real Estate Renegades. The Real Estate Renegades are deep into their project, working hard on the Palo Pro Data Sync module for real estate agents. To measure their success, they need solid evaluation questions. Test your knowledge. Can you provide an example of an evaluation question for a project? Answer. An evaluation question for the Palo Pro Data Sync project could be, does data sync reduce the time it takes for real estate agents to process property data by 20%? This question checks if the project is hitting one of its main goals, making data processing faster. Why this matters. A clear evaluation question helps the team focus on specific outcomes. It shows whether the tool is making the impact they intended, which is key to the project's success. Question 3. How would you classify the type of data collection method used to gather information for evaluation questions? As the Real Estate Renegades continue working on the Palo Pro Data Sync project, they need to gather information to see how well the tool is performing. They decide on the best way to collect that information. Test your knowledge. How would you classify the type of data collection method used to gather information for evaluation questions? Answer. The data collection method for evaluation questions can be classified as surveys, interviews, or data analysis. For example, the Renegades could send out surveys to real estate agents asking if the tool helped them speed up their workflow. They could also use data analysis to track how long agents took to process data before and after using the tool. Why this matters. Choosing the right method, like surveys or data analysis, ensures that the Renegades collect accurate and helpful information to see if their project is working. Test your knowledge. Survey development. 1. Question 1. Fill in the blank. Are a method of collecting data you can use to evaluate and measure the quality of a project's processes, goals, or deliverables. 1.A. Evaluation indicators. B. Surveys. C. Quality planning. D. Quality management plans. The correct answer to fill in the blank is B. Surveys. Surveys are indeed a method of collecting data that can be used to evaluate and measure the quality of a project's processes, goals, or deliverables. Here's why this is the best answer. Surveys are a versatile data collection tool. They can be designed to gather both quantitative and qualitative data. They can be used to collect information from various stakeholders, including customers, team members, or other relevant parties. Surveys can be tailored to specific project aspects. Questions can be crafted to address processes, goals, or deliverables directly. They can be used at different stages of a project to track progress or changes over time. Surveys provide measurable data. Responses can be analyzed to provide metrics and insights about project quality. They allow for comparison of results against project objectives or benchmarks. The other options are not correct in this context. A. Evaluation indicators. These are metrics used to measure progress or success, but they are not a method of collecting data. C. Quality planning. This is the process of identifying quality requirements and standards for the project, not a data collection method. D. Quality management plans. These are documents outlining how quality will be managed throughout the project, not a data collection method. Surveys, therefore, stand out as the correct answer as they are a direct method of collecting data for evaluation purposes. 2. Question 2. What is the relationship between survey questions and evaluation questions? 1.A. Evaluation questions collect data that helps you formulate survey questions. B. Survey questions collect data that helps you formulate evaluation questions. C. Survey questions collect data that helps you answer evaluation questions. D. Evaluation questions collect data that helps you answer survey questions. The correct answer is C. Survey questions collect data that helps you answer evaluation questions. This relationship is fundamental to understanding how surveys fit into the broader evaluation process. Let's break it down. Evaluation questions. These are broad, overarching questions that guide the overall assessment of a project, program, or initiative. They are typically formulated at the beginning of an evaluation process and define what you want to learn or understand about the subject being evaluated. Examples might include: has customer satisfaction improved? Or is the new process more efficient? Survey questions. These are specific, targeted questions asked directly to respondents. They are designed to gather data points that, when analyzed collectively, can help answer the broader evaluation questions. Survey questions are more granular and focused on collecting specific pieces of information. The relationship. Evaluation questions set the framework for what you want to learn. Survey questions are then designed to collect the specific data needed to answer these evaluation questions. The data collected through surveys is analyzed and interpreted to provide answers to the evaluation questions. The other options are incorrect. A. Evaluation questions collect data that helps you formulate survey questions reverses the correct relationship. B. Survey questions collect data that helps you formulate evaluation questions also reverses the correct order. Evaluation questions should be formulated first to guide the creation of survey questions. D. Evaluation questions collect data that helps you answer survey questions is incorrect because evaluation questions don't collect data, they guide the overall assessment. In summary, survey questions are a tool used to collect specific data that, when analyzed, helps answer the broader evaluation questions that guide the assessment process. 3. Question 3. What is the purpose of an evaluation indicator? 1.A. An evaluation indicator serves as a research tool that asks respondents to answer a set of questions that the project team can analyze. B. An evaluation indicator summarizes research conclusions so the project team can share their findings with stakeholders. C. An evaluation indicator clarifies the specific type of data you need to collect to answer your evaluation questions. D. An evaluation indicator asks a key question about the outcomes, impact, and/or effectiveness of your project or program. The correct answer is C. An evaluation indicator clarifies the specific type of data you need to collect to answer your evaluation questions. Let's break down why this is the correct answer and examine the purpose of evaluation indicators. Purpose of evaluation indicators. They are specific, measurable metrics or data points that help assess progress towards project goals or objectives. They provide concrete evidence to answer evaluation questions. They help translate broad evaluation questions into measurable elements. Characteristics of good evaluation indicators. Specific, they clearly define what is being measured. Measurable, they can be quantified or observed in some way. Relevant, they directly relate to the evaluation questions and project objectives. Time-bound, they can be measured within a specific time frame. How evaluation indicators work. They bridge the gap between broad evaluation questions and specific data collection. They guide what data needs to be collected and how it should be measured. Now, let's look at why the other options are incorrect. A. An evaluation indicator serves as a research tool that asks respondents to answer a set of questions that the project team can analyze. This describes a survey, not an evaluation indicator. B. An evaluation indicator summarizes research conclusions so the project team can share their findings with stakeholders. This describes a research report or summary, not an evaluation indicator. D. An evaluation indicator asks a key question about the outcomes, impact, and/or effectiveness of your project or program. This describes an evaluation question, not an evaluation indicator. In summary, evaluation indicators are specific metrics or data points that help you measure progress and answer your evaluation questions. They clarify what data you need to collect, making option C the correct answer. 4. Question 4. Imagine that a bank adds a new check deposit feature to its mobile app. One of the evaluation questions for the new feature is, does the new feature improve user experience and satisfaction with our app? Which of the following survey questions can help you answer this evaluation question? Select all that apply. 1.A. Do you know which other banking apps include this feature? B. Would you recommend this feature to a friend? C. When did you first hear about this feature? D. Did you encounter any technical difficulties while using this feature? E. On a scale of 1-5, where 1 is very easy and 5 is not at all easy, how easy is this feature to use? Answer the evaluation question. Does the new feature improve user experience and satisfaction with our app? We need survey questions that directly address user experience and satisfaction with the new check deposit feature. Let's analyze each option. B. Would you recommend this feature to a friend? This is a good survey question. Willingness to recommend is often a strong indicator of satisfaction and positive user experience. It's commonly used in Net Promoter Score, NPS, measurements, which are widely accepted as indicators of customer satisfaction. D. Did you encounter any technical difficulties while using this feature? This question is relevant to user experience. Technical difficulties can significantly impact user satisfaction and overall experience with the app. Understanding if users are facing issues can help evaluate if the feature is improving or potentially hindering user experience. On a scale of 1-5, where 1 is very easy and 5 is not at all easy, how easy is this feature to use? This is an excellent question for evaluating user experience. Ease of use is a crucial aspect of user satisfaction. A feature that is easy to use is more likely to improve overall user experience with the app. The following questions are less suitable for answering the evaluation question. A. Do you know which other banking apps include this feature? While this might provide competitive insight, it doesn't directly address user experience or satisfaction with the bank's own app. C. When did you first hear about this feature? This question is more about awareness and communication of the feature rather than user experience or satisfaction. In summary, the survey questions that can help answer the evaluation question are: B. Would you recommend this feature to a friend? D. Did you encounter any technical difficulties while using this feature? E. On a scale of 1-5, where 1 is very easy and 5 is not at all easy, how easy is this feature to use? These questions directly address aspects of user experience and satisfaction with the new feature. 5. Question 5. Imagine that a meal kit service pilots a new line of customizable recipes for different dietary needs. One of the evaluation questions about the pilot's outcome is, how satisfied are our customers with the new recipes? Which of the following survey questions would be most useful to answer the evaluation question? 1.A. Why is our best-selling pasta primavera your favorite recipe? B. How often do you use our meal kits? C. How many of our new recipes would you make again? D. Do we offer enough high-protein options to fit your active lifestyle? To answer the evaluation question, how satisfied are our customers with the new recipes? We need a survey question that directly addresses customer satisfaction with the new customizable recipes. Let's analyze each option. C. How many of our new recipes would you make again? This is the most useful survey question to answer the evaluation question. Here's why. Direct relevance. It specifically addresses the new recipes, which are the focus of the evaluation question. Measure of satisfaction. Willingness to repeat a recipe is a strong indicator of customer satisfaction. If customers want to make a recipe again, it implies they enjoyed it and were satisfied with the outcome. Quantifiable. The question asks how many, which allows for a numerical assessment of satisfaction across the range of new recipes. Actionable insight. The responses can help identify which new recipes are most popular and which might need improvement. Let's look at why the other options are less suitable. A. Why is our best-selling pasta primavera your favorite recipe? This question is not relevant to the new customizable recipes for different dietary needs. It focuses on an existing bestseller rather than the new line being evaluated. B. How often do you use our meal kits? While this might provide useful information about overall customer engagement, it doesn't specifically address satisfaction with the new recipes. D. Do we offer enough high-protein options to fit your active lifestyle? This question is too narrow, focusing only on high-protein options and active lifestyles. The evaluation question is about overall satisfaction with the new recipes across various dietary needs, not just one specific dietary requirement. In conclusion, option C, how many of our new recipes would you make again, is the most useful survey question to answer the evaluation question. Delivering an evaluation presentation. Detailed summary. Delivering an evaluation presentation. Purpose of evaluation presentation: share findings, communicate how well the project meets quality standards based on evaluation data. Answer evaluation questions, present data in a way that directly responds to evaluation questions and provides clarity on project performance. Inform stakeholders, provide insights and recommendations that help stakeholders understand the project's impact and make informed decisions. Audience considerations, identify audience needs. Example, Palo Pro Data Sync project team members need detailed analysis to understand specific issues and improvements. For example, they might need a deep dive into the UI, UX design challenges or back-end setup issues. Managers require a summary of progress and key performance indicators to manage resources and timelines effectively. Stakeholders/executives prefer high-level summaries that show how the project aligns with strategic goals and what impact it has had. Provide relevant information, detailed reports, for teams needing thorough explanations and data breakdowns. Executive summaries, for stakeholders looking for concise overviews highlighting the impact and key insights of the project. Reporting styles, detailed report, content, a comprehensive document addressing all evaluation questions. Example, the Palo Pro Data Sync detailed report would cover each task such as initial data integration, UI, UX design, and back-end setup, detailing how they met their objectives and the challenges faced. Summary sheet, content, a brief, 1 or 2 page document with key findings and recommendations. Example, a summary sheet for Palo Pro Data Sync might highlight the successful deployment of the data processing module and any major issues encountered during testing. Slide-based presentation, content, visual representation of key points and summaries. Example, presentation slides for Palo Pro Data Sync could include visuals showing progress, major milestones, and how the project has met its goals, with charts and graphs to illustrate key metrics. Distinguishing data review from presentation, reviewing data, focus, analyze and interpret raw data to extract meaningful insights. Example, reviewing Palo Pro Data Sync data might reveal trends in back-end performance or user feedback on UI/UX design. Presenting evaluation, focus, communicate the significance of the data, focusing on insights and implications rather than raw data alone. Example, presenting for Palo Pro Data Sync might involve summarizing how the data shows improvements in data processing efficiency and user satisfaction. Analyzing data, look for trends and patterns. Example, identify if the back-end setup phase of Palo Pro Data Sync encountered repeated delays or if user feedback consistently points to UI/UX issues. Consult with team. Example, share data findings with the Palo Pro Data Sync team to validate interpretations and gain insights from different perspectives. Crafting the story, structure your presentation, start with the goal, outline the project's objective and purpose. Example, for Palo Pro Data Sync, begin with the goal of developing and deploying a real estate data processing module. Outline the milestone, describe the specific milestone being evaluated and expected outcomes. Example, discuss the final deployment phase and its impact on project goals. Summarize key points, highlight major findings and insights without overwhelming detail. Example, summarize how the module improved data processing efficiency and user experience. Address major issues and solutions, highlight findings, focus on key issues revealed by the data. Example, if testing revealed performance issues, propose solutions or recommend further investigation. Storytelling in evaluation, create a narrative, transform data, develop a coherent story that conveys the evaluation findings and their significance. Example, for Palo Pro Data Sync, narrate how the project's phases, from initial data integration to final deployment, contributed to achieving the overall objective of enhancing real estate data processing. Focus on meaning. Example, explain how the data from Palo Pro Data Sync shows that improvements in back-end setup led to a more efficient data processing system and better user feedback. Next steps. Activity. Review the data results from Source and Spoon's feedback surveys. Develop presentation slides that effectively communicate the evaluation findings. Objective. Demonstrate the ability to synthesize and summarize data into actionable recommendations for stakeholders, ensuring clear communication of project success and areas for improvement. Detailed summary. Delivering an evaluation presentation. Purpose of evaluation presentation, share findings from evaluation data to assess project quality. Present data in a way that answers evaluation questions and informs stakeholders. Audience considerations, identify audience needs, tailor content based on their roles and interests. Different groups, team members, managers, stakeholders, executives, require different levels of detail. Provide relevant information. Teams may need detailed reports to address specific aspects. Executives often prefer summaries focusing on impact and key insights. Reporting styles, detailed report, comprehensive document addressing all evaluation questions. Summary sheet, concise, 1 or 2 page document highlighting the most important findings. Slide-based presentation, visual representation of data with key points and summaries. Distinguishing data review from presentation, reviewing data, analyze and interpret raw data to understand what it reveals about the project. Presenting evaluation, communicate findings clearly, focusing on insights and implications rather than raw data. Analyzing data, look for trends and patterns, identify significant results, anomalies, and overall trends. Consult with team, share interpretations with team members to validate findings and gain different perspectives. Crafting the story, structure your presentation, start with the project goal and purpose. Outline the milestone being evaluated and its expected outcomes. Summarize key data points and insights, avoiding exhaustive detail. Address major issues and solutions, highlight major findings, and if necessary, propose solutions or further questions. Storytelling in evaluation, create a narrative, turn data into a coherent story that conveys the evaluation's findings and significance. Focus on what the data means and how it answers the evaluation questions. Next steps. Activity. Review data results from the Source and Spoon feedback surveys. Develop presentation slides that effectively communicate the evaluation findings. Objective. Demonstrate ability to synthesize and summarize data into actionable recommendations for stakeholders. Which 2 steps should you take to start analyzing data to present? A. Look for trends, patterns, and anomalies in the data. B. Take turns with teammates sharing what you think the data means. C. Change quality standards to align with the raw data. D. Report raw data to confirm evaluation findings. To start analyzing data for a presentation, you should take the following 2 steps. A. Look for trends, patterns, and anomalies in the data. B. Take turns with teammates sharing what you think the data means. Example with Palo Pro Data Sync Project Plan. Palo Pro Data Sync Project Plan Overview. Objective: develop and deploy a real estate data processing module. Tasks: initial data integration, UI, UX design, backend setup, testing, final deployment. Step-by-step analysis: look for trends, patterns, and anomalies in the data. Example: during the evaluation of the Palo Pro Data Sync project, you analyze the feedback data from the testing phase. You notice a pattern where users frequently report issues with the data integration feature but are generally satisfied with the UI, UX design and backend performance. Trend: users consistently mention slow data processing speeds. Pattern: problems mainly arise when handling large datasets during the initial data integration phase. Anomaly: a few users reported issues that seem unrelated to the common problems identified. Action: highlight these trends and patterns in your analysis to understand where improvements are needed. For example, if data integration is a common pain point, focus on this area to identify the root cause and potential solutions. Take turns with teammates sharing what you think the data means. Example: the Palo Pro Data Sync team gathers to discuss the findings. Each team member shares their perspective on the data. Team member 1, backend developer, notes that the slow data processing may be due to inefficiencies in the backend code. Team member 2, UI/UX designer, observes that while the UI is user-friendly, the real problem seems to be with how data integration impacts the overall user experience. Team member 3, data analyst, points out that the anomalies could be linked to specific data types or formats that weren't anticipated. Action: this collaborative discussion helps to validate interpretations and provides a broader understanding of the data. It also uncovers additional insights, such as potential issues with data formats or unexpected user behaviors. By focusing on these steps, you effectively analyze the data and prepare to present it in a meaningful way, providing insights that address the evaluation questions and help stakeholders make informed decisions. Evaluation presentations, components and tips. Evaluation presentation for Palo Pro Data Sync Project Plan. Objective: develop and deploy a real estate data processing module. Here's a detailed summary and fictional example for creating an evaluation presentation for the Palo Pro Data Sync project. 1. Introduction. Purpose: provide a snapshot of the evaluation findings and set the stage for deeper analysis. Contents. Project goal: the Palo Pro Data Sync project aimed to develop a cutting-edge real estate data processing module to streamline data handling and improve decision-making. Key findings: we identified areas of strength and opportunities for improvement in data integration and system reliability. Lessons learned: the integration process encountered unexpected delays, but the back-end setup performed reliably. Recommendations: focus on optimizing data integration processes and maintain a successful back-end configuration. Tip: keep it concise, ideally one paragraph, to quickly inform stakeholders of the main points. 2. What is being evaluated and why? Purpose: clarify the scope and rationale behind the evaluation. Contents. Goal/milestone. Evaluation focused on two main components: initial data integration and back-end setup. Quality standards: data integration, speed and accuracy of data processing. Back-end setup, system reliability and user satisfaction. Evaluation questions and indicators: how quickly is data processed? What is the level of user satisfaction with system performance? Tip: highlight the most crucial standards and questions to keep the audience focused. 3. Evaluation findings. Purpose: present and interpret data to assess project performance. Contents. Data integration. Findings: data processing speeds were slower than anticipated, with 40% of users reporting delays. Implications: the delays indicate a need for optimizing data handling algorithms to meet performance expectations. Back-end setup. Findings: system reliability was high, with 90% of users experiencing no significant issues. Implications: the back-end system is performing well, suggesting that the current setup meets quality standards. Visualization: use bar charts to display processing times and reliability ratings, helping to quickly convey the data's significance. Tip: use visuals to make data interpretation easier and more impactful. 4. Conclusion with recommendations. Purpose: summarize findings and suggest actionable next steps. Contents. Summary: the evaluation revealed slower than expected data processing speeds, though the back-end system showed strong reliability. Recommendations: revise data integration algorithms to improve processing speeds. Continue with the existing back-end setup but schedule regular maintenance checks to ensure continued reliability. Future application: apply these recommendations to future phases to enhance overall project performance. Tip: provide actionable and practical recommendations to guide the project's next steps. 5. How to format your presentation. Style: use a slide-based format, Google Slides or Microsoft PowerPoint. Contents: slides, include images, bullet points, and summarized information to present findings effectively. Focus: highlight high-level information rather than in-depth details, suitable for an overview presentation. Tip: ensure slides are clear and concise to maintain stakeholder engagement. 6. Additional tips: tailor communications, adapt the presentation to different stakeholder interests, for example, detailed for team members, summary for executives. Start with a hook, open with an engaging visual or intriguing fact to capture attention. Use visuals, incorporate charts and graphs to make complex data more understandable and engaging. Fictional example: story of the Palo Pro Data Sync evaluation presentation. Imagine you're presenting the evaluation results of the Palo Pro Data Sync project to a diverse group of stakeholders. You start with an engaging slide that highlights the project's success metrics and provides a quick overview of the project's goals and achievements. In the introduction, you briefly summarize that the project aimed to revolutionize real estate data processing with an innovative module, emphasizing the key findings and proposed improvements. In the What is being evaluated and why section, you clearly state that the focus is on the initial data integration and back-end setup components. You outline the quality standards and evaluation questions, ensuring that stakeholders understand why these aspects were chosen for evaluation. Moving to the evaluation findings, you present a bar chart showing that while the back-end setup is performing reliably, data integration speeds are below target. You explain that the delays are likely due to suboptimal algorithms and suggest that refining these algorithms could improve performance. In the conclusion with recommendations, you restate the findings and provide actionable advice, such as enhancing data processing algorithms and maintaining the back-end setup with regular checks. You also suggest that these insights could inform future projects. Finally, in the format and delivery, you use Google Slides to create a visually engaging presentation, with clear, concise slides that convey the main points effectively. You open with a compelling visual of the project's success metrics and maintain stakeholder interest throughout with well-designed visuals and bullet points. By following this structured approach and incorporating the tips provided, your evaluation presentation will be both informative and engaging, ensuring that stakeholders receive a clear understanding of the project's performance and next steps. Detailed summary, evaluation presentations 1. Introduction, purpose, provide a brief overview of the presentation. Contents, summary of the project's goals and desired outcomes. Brief overview of key findings, lessons learned, and recommendations. Tip, keep it concise, no more than a paragraph. 2. What is being evaluated and why. Purpose, explain the evaluation's focus and importance. Contents, state the goal, milestone, or deliverable being evaluated. Define the quality standards for the aspect being evaluated. List the evaluation questions and indicators used. Tip, select only the most important standards and questions to present. 3. Evaluation findings, purpose, present and interpret the data collected. Contents, summarize findings for each standard separately. Provide clear judgments on what was learned from the data. Explain the implications of the findings for the future of the project. Example, 36% of users felt their dining experience was negatively impacted by the tablets. Tip, use graphs or charts to visualize data for clarity. 4. Conclusion with recommendations, purpose, recap findings and suggest next steps. Contents, restate the key findings. Propose recommendations for future phases or projects. Outline potential applications of findings in future projects. 5. How to format your presentation, style, slide-based presentations, Google Slides, Microsoft PowerPoint. Contents, use images and bullet points to summarize information. Focus on high-level information rather than detailed paragraphs. Tip, ideal for high-level presentations where detailed information is not required. 6. Additional tips, tailor communications, adjust the presentation to suit the stakeholders' interests and level of detail needed. Start with a hook, use an engaging opening, icebreaker, joke, visual aid, to capture attention. Use visuals, incorporate visuals to maintain interest and engagement throughout the presentation. Fictional example, Palo Pro Data Sync project plan objective, develop and deploy a real estate data processing module. Presentation components, introduction, overview, the Palo Pro Data Sync project aimed to streamline real estate data processing with a new module. This presentation summarizes our evaluation findings, highlighting key lessons learned and recommendations for future enhancements. What is being evaluated and why. Evaluation focus, we are evaluating the initial data integration and back-end setup components against established performance standards. Standards and indicators, quality standards include data processing speed and system reliability. Evaluation questions focus on user satisfaction and system efficiency. Evaluation findings, data integration, data processing speeds were slower than expected, with 40% of users reporting delays. Back-end setup, system reliability was strong, with 90% of users experiencing no significant issues. Visualization, include bar charts showing processing times and reliability ratings. Conclusion with recommendations, summary, data integration showed slower speeds than desired, while back-end setup met expectations. Recommendations, improve data integration algorithms to enhance processing speed. Continue with the current back-end setup but consider periodic system checks. Format and delivery, slides. Use Google Slides to present the data, with charts illustrating processing times and reliability metrics. Engagement. Start with a visual of the project's success metrics to grab attention and use clear, concise bullet points throughout. By following these steps and tips, you'll create an effective evaluation presentation that clearly communicates your findings and provides actionable recommendations. Additional tips: tailor communications to stakeholders. When it comes to communicating important milestones to stakeholders, consider whom you are presenting to. Tailor your presentation to your audience in a way that they will understand and enjoy. Start with an interesting hook. Begin your presentation with an icebreaker, joke, or an interesting visual aid to get your stakeholders' attention right away. Use visuals throughout your presentation. The use of visuals creates interest and keeps the audience engaged in your presentation. Activity. Present evaluation findings. Question 1. When presenting evaluation findings, what are some key considerations to keep in mind? When presenting evaluation findings, key considerations include: audience. Tailor your presentation to what your audience, such as stakeholders or executives, needs to know. Keep it focused on relevant details and insights. Clarity. Present data in a clear, simple way. Use visuals like charts and graphs to make it easy to understand. Narrative. Shape your data into a story that explains what the findings mean for the project's success or future steps. For example, in the Palo Pro Data Sync project, the team evaluated the effectiveness of their data integration module. While presenting to executives, they focused on high-level results, like how 90% of users found the system reliable. They kept the technical details brief and recommended ways to improve data speed, using charts to show performance trends. This ensured the stakeholders got the most important insights efficiently. These considerations ensure your audience stays engaged and understands the key points without getting lost in unnecessary details. Question 2. Can you think of an example where considering the audience when presenting evaluation findings would be particularly important? When presenting evaluation findings, it's important to adjust the message for the audience. Imagine a project called Sauce and Spoon, where the team launched a new app to improve ordering efficiency at a restaurant. When presenting to the kitchen staff, you'd focus on how the app reduced order mistakes by 25% and helped them prepare meals faster. They care about how it makes their jobs easier. But when presenting to restaurant owners, you'd focus on how the app increased customer satisfaction and boosted sales by 15%. Owners care more about profits and the customer experience. By considering the audience, you ensure everyone understands the impact that matters most to them. Considering the audience is important, especially when presenting evaluation findings to different groups with varied interests. For example, in the Palo Pro Data Sync project, the team developed a real estate data processing module. When presenting to technical staff, the team focused on back-end setup and system performance, explaining in detail how the integration process worked. But, when presenting to executives, they shifted focus. Instead of getting too technical, they highlighted key metrics, like 90% system reliability and how it could improve customer satisfaction. They used simple visuals to show performance trends and proposed strategies to improve data speed. Tailoring the presentation helped both groups understand what was relevant to them, keeping it clear and engaging. This is why considering your audience is crucial. It ensures the right people get the right information. Question 3. Besides adjusting the message for the audience, what are some other strategies you can use to effectively present evaluation findings? Besides adjusting the message for the audience, here are some other strategies to effectively present evaluation findings. Use visuals. In Palo Pro Data Sync with the Real Estate Renegades, showing a graph of how the new data processing module cut processing time by 50% makes the impact clear and easy to understand. Keep it simple. Don't overload with details. Highlight the most important points, like how the module improved data accuracy for real estate listings. Tell a story. Explain how the system's faster performance helped agents close more deals in less time. These strategies help keep your audience engaged and make the findings more meaningful. Question 4. Can you think of an example of how you could use visuals to present evaluation findings in the Sauce and Spoon project? In the Sauce and Spoon project, the team wanted to understand how customers felt about using tablets for ordering food. After collecting the survey data, they found that 36% of customers felt their dining experience was negatively impacted by the tablets. To present these findings to the restaurant managers, they used visuals like a bar chart. The chart showed how customer satisfaction compared before and after the tablets were introduced. In the Palo Pro Data Sync with the Real Estate Renegades project, they also used visuals to show how data processing speed improved. Similarly, the Sauce and Spoon team used pie charts to display the percentage of satisfied versus dissatisfied customers. These visuals made it easier for the managers to quickly grasp the key points and focus on areas needing improvement, like better training for staff or tweaking the tablet software. Using visuals in both projects helped simplify the data and communicate the message clearly and quickly. making it more effective for decision makers to understand and act on the findings. Activity: complete a retrospective document. Question 1. What are some key components that you would include in a retrospective document? Key components of a retrospective document. 1. Overview of the project. What happened? Brief summary of the project or milestone. Example, for Palo Pro Data Sync's real estate app launch, describe the goal of integrating new features and testing them with beta users. 2. Successes and achievements. What went well? Highlight positive outcomes and accomplishments. Example, the app's new feature, which allowed users to sync property data seamlessly, was well received, showing a 90% satisfaction rate in user surveys. 3. Challenges and areas for improvement. What didn't go well? Discuss issues or setbacks experienced during the project. Example, some users reported bugs when syncing data across different devices, which need to be fixed before the full rollout. 4. Lessons learned. Insights gained. Share what the team learned from both successes and challenges. Example, the team learned that thorough testing across various devices is crucial for a smooth launch. 5. Action items and recommendations. Next steps. Define specific actions to address issues and improve future processes. Example, implement additional testing phases and create a detailed troubleshooting guide for future releases. 6. Feedback from team members. Team input. Include perspectives and suggestions from team members. Example, a developer might suggest adding a user feedback button within the app to quickly address issues. 7. Follow-up plans. Future monitoring. Outline how the team will follow up on action items and monitor improvements. Example, schedule regular check-ins to review the effectiveness of the new troubleshooting guide. Fictional story. Example, after the launch of Palo Pro Data Sync's new real estate app features, the team held a retrospective. The document included, overview, they reviewed the feature integration process and beta test results. Successes, the seamless property sync feature was praised, with high user satisfaction. Challenges, bugs in data syncing across devices were identified as a major issue. Lessons learned, the importance of extensive device testing became clear. Action items, plans were made for extra testing and a new troubleshooting guide. Feedback, team members suggested adding a feedback button for quicker issue resolution. Follow-up, regular reviews were scheduled to ensure ongoing improvements. This document helped the team reflect on their work, address issues, and make plans for better future projects. Question 2. Why is it important to include an overview of the project in a retrospective document? How does it contribute to the overall reflection process? Importance of including an overview in a retrospective document. 1. Context setting. Purpose, provides background on what the project was about. Example, for Palo Pro Data Sync, including an overview of their real estate app launch helps everyone understand the goal of integrating new features and why it was important. 2. Clarity. Purpose, helps everyone remember what they were trying to achieve. Example, the overview explains that the app aimed to make property data syncing easier for users, clarifying the project's objectives. 3. Reflection. Focus. Purpose, guides the discussion by reminding the team of the project's scope and goals. Example, knowing that the goal was to improve data syncing helps the team focus on how well they met this goal and what went wrong. 4. Measuring success. Purpose, helps compare what was planned versus what actually happened. Example, the overview shows that they wanted a smooth feature integration. If they had issues, it highlights where things deviated from the plan. 5. Communication. Purpose, makes it easier to communicate findings to others who weren't directly involved in the project. Example, new team members or stakeholders who read the document will quickly understand the project's purpose and scope. Fictional story. Example, Palo Pro Data Sync, known as the Real Estate Renegades, had just completed a major update to their real estate app. Their retrospective document started with an overview. The update aimed to enhance the property data syncing feature to improve user experience. The project included beta testing with selected users to gather feedback. Why it's important. This overview helped the team reflect on their original goals. They discussed how well they achieved their aim of improving syncing. It also clarified that issues with syncing across devices were a significant deviation from their plan. By including this overview, the team clearly understood what they set out to do, making it easier to pinpoint successes and areas for improvement. It also helped them explain the project's context to new team members and stakeholders. Question 3. Now, let's talk about the successes and achievements section of the retrospective document. Why is it important to acknowledge and document successes in a retrospective? How can this information be valuable for future projects or improvements? Importance of acknowledging and documenting successes in a retrospective. 1. Motivation and morale. Purpose, celebrates what went well, boosting team morale. Example, for Palo Pro Data Sync, highlighting the successful integration of the new feature motivates the team and shows their hard work paid off. 2. Learning from success. Purpose, identifies what strategies and practices worked well. Example, documenting how the beta testing phase successfully gathered useful feedback helps the team understand which methods were effective. 3. Building on strengths purpose, allows the team to replicate successful strategies in future projects. Example, if Palo Pro's team found that their communication strategy with beta testers was particularly effective, they can use similar strategies for future projects. 4. Positive reinforcement purpose, reinforces good practices and encourages their use in future projects. Example, recognizing that the project met its deadline helps reinforce the importance of time management. 5. Establishing best practices purpose, creates a record of successful approaches that can be referred to later. Example, documenting successful troubleshooting methods used during the feature launch helps establish best practices for handling similar issues in the future. Fictional story example, in their retrospective, the Palo Pro Data Sync team, the Real Estate Renegades, included a section on successes and achievements. Successes and achievements, successful feature launch, the new property data syncing feature was successfully integrated without major issues. Positive user feedback, beta testers appreciated the improved syncing speed and accuracy. Effective team collaboration, team members collaborated efficiently, leading to a smooth rollout. Why it's important, acknowledging these successes helped the team see what worked well, which boosted their confidence and motivation. It also provided a clear understanding of which strategies should be repeated in future projects. For example, knowing that their user feedback process was effective will encourage them to continue using similar methods to engage with users. By documenting these successes, the team built a valuable reference for future projects, showing that their strategies worked and helping them apply those practices again. Activity, complete a retrospective document. 2. Question 2. What areas of the project went well, according to the customer survey results? Select all that apply. 1.A. 78% of the customers signed up for the newsletter on the tablets. B. Customers enjoyed extended time at the tables. C. 12% of customers experienced technical issues with the tablets. D. Customers found the checkout process quick, easy, and secure. Based on the customer survey results, the areas of the project that went well are: A. 78% of the customers signed up for the newsletter on the tablets. D. Customers found the checkout process quick, easy, and secure. 3. Question 3. What areas of the project were considered a success during the test launch, according to the retrospective review? 1.A. 72% of customers reported that their orders were correct. B. Tickets were easy to track and came through at a good pace. C. Guests seemed to get the hang of the tablets. D. Table turn time stayed about the same. According to the retrospective review, the areas of the project considered a success during the test launch are: 72% of customers reported that their orders were correct. This should not be selected since the goal was 98% order accuracy. This area did not go well. Consider which goals the team achieved with the tablet project. B. Tickets were easy to track and came through at a good pace. C. Guests seemed to get the hang of the tablets. 4. Question 4. According to the retrospective review, what are 2 areas that need further improvement? 1.A. New menu items. B. Orders getting sent back. C. Table turn time at both locations. D. Graphic functionality of the tablets. According to the retrospective review, the 2 areas that need further improvement are: B. Orders getting sent back. C. Table turn time at both locations. Retrospectives, addressing negativity. Detailed summary, addressing negativity in retrospectives. Understanding the challenge, negativity in retrospectives, can occur when the environment feels psychologically unsafe, making it challenging to have productive discussions. Impact, can obstruct the identification of solutions to project challenges and negatively affect team morale. Techniques to address negativity: set a positive tone, start with successes, open the meeting by emphasizing project achievements or acknowledging the team's hard work. This sets a constructive mood. Use meeting props, provide green and red index cards to attendees. Green cards are for successes, while red cards are for challenges. This approach helps balance the discussion between positive outcomes and areas for improvement. Anticipate and address individual negativity. Pre-meeting check-ins, conduct one-on-one meetings with team members before the retrospective to understand their concerns and prepare to address them. Identify root causes, determine if negativity stems from insecurity or dissatisfaction and address these issues proactively. Reassure team members, offer support and recognition to individuals who may feel undervalued or criticized to improve their engagement in a meeting. Manage dominant negative voices, individual participation, call on team members individually to share their thoughts. This prevents one negative voice from overshadowing the discussion and encourages constructive contributions. Model positive behavior, use the individual feedback to demonstrate solution-oriented thinking and positive dialogue. Utilize meeting breaks, call for a timeout. If negativity becomes overwhelming, take a break to allow the team to cool down and regroup, helping to de-escalate the situation. Overall strategy, start with a positive tone to set a constructive mood. Use props to encourage a balanced discussion. Address individual concerns before they impact the meeting. Manage and mitigate dominant negative voices by encouraging individual contributions and the modeling positive behavior. Utilize breaks when necessary to maintain a productive atmosphere. Next steps. Observe how Peter handles negativity in retrospectives and implement similar techniques in your own retrospectives. Prepare for the upcoming video, which will focus on finalizing and wrapping up the retrospective process. Fictional story, Palo Pro DataSync. Palo Pro DataSync had recently integrated its software with TechAdvise, a tech consulting firm. During their first retrospective meeting post-integration, the team faced significant negativity due to some unresolved issues. Setting the positive tone, successes highlighted, the meeting started with the project lead, Rick, praising the team for successfully implementing the COW features on time. Use of props, Rick handed out green and red cards, encouraging team members to write down both their successes and challenges. This helped shift the focus from just the problems to a more balanced view. Anticipating and addressing individual negativity, pre-meeting check-ins, Rick had previously met with several team members individually and learned that a few were feeling insecure about their contributions due to missed deadlines. Root cause identification, Rick addressed these concerns by acknowledging the hard work of these team members and reassured them of their critical role in the project. Managing dominant negative voices, individual participation, Rick called on each team member one by one to share their thoughts, which helped prevent one particularly negative team member from dominating the discussion. Modeling positive behavior, Rick used the feedback from team members to guide the conversation towards solutions and positive actions. Utilizing meeting breaks, time out, when the negativity started escalating, Rick called a short break. This allowed the team to take a step back, cool down, and return with a more positive outlook. By employing these techniques, Rick successfully navigated the negative aspects of the meeting, turning it into a productive and constructive discussion, paving the way for improved project performance and team morale. Detailed summary, addressing negativity in retrospectives. Understanding the challenge, negativity in retrospectives can arise if the environment feels psychologically unsafe, making it harder to hold productive discussions. Impact, negativity may hinder identifying solutions to project challenges and affect overall team morale. Techniques to address negativity, set a positive tone, start with successes, begin the meeting by highlighting project successes or thanking the team for their hard work. Use meeting props, distribute green and red index cards for attendees to write successes on green cards and challenges on red cards. This encourages a balanced view of both achievements and issues. Anticipate and address individual negativity, pre-meeting check-ins, meet with team members one-on-one before the retrospective to gauge their mindset and address any concerns. Identify root causes, understand if an individual feels insecure or receives negative feedback and address these issues before they impact the meeting. Reassure team members, if insecurity is a concern, reassure individuals of their value and contribution to the team. Manage dominant negative voices, individual participation, call on team members individually to share their thoughts. This helps prevent a single negative voice from dominating the discussion and encourages solution-oriented thinking. Model positive behavior, use individual contributions to model constructive dialogue and problem-solving. Utilize meeting breaks, call for a timeout, if negativity escalates, take a break to de-escalate the situation and allow everyone to regain composure. Overall strategy, aim to set a positive tone from the start, use props to balance discussion, address individual concerns proactively, manage dominant negative voices, and utilize breaks to maintain a constructive environment. Next steps, observe how Peter handles negativity in retrospectives and apply these techniques to your own retrospective document. Prepare for the next video, which will focus on wrapping up and finalizing the retrospective process. In addition to setting a positive tone, which techniques can you use to address negativity during a retrospective? Select all that apply. A. Anticipate potential negativity by meeting one-on-one with team members in advance. B. Emphasize successes and avoid discussing challenges. C. Ask individuals to share their thoughts, rather than posing questions to the group. D. Call a meeting break. To address negativity during a retrospective, in addition to setting a positive tone, you can use the following techniques. A. Anticipate potential negativity by meeting one-on-one with team members in advance. C. Ask individuals to share their thoughts, rather than posing questions to the group. D. Call a meeting break. B. Emphasize successes and avoid discussing challenges is not advisable because it avoids addressing the issues that need improvement. Dana, leading positive retrospectives. Fictional story, Palo Pro DataSync retrospective background. Palo Pro DataSync, a tech company specializing in data integration solutions, recently completed a major project to update their data synchronization software. The project involved multiple teams working on different aspects of the software, and a retrospective is scheduled to review the project's outcomes and processes. Purpose of the retrospective: review past project, analyze what went well and what didn't during the software update. Identify successes and challenges, recognize achievements and areas for improvement. Apply lessons, use the insights gained to enhance future projects. Timing and frequency. End of project. The retrospective is scheduled after the project's completion to assess the entire process and outcomes. Key principles: positivity, focus on what was done well and how to build on it. Blamelessness, address issues without blaming individuals, focusing on processes and improvements. Continuous improvement, aim to enhance team performance, communication, and project execution. Challenges encountered: lack of participation, some team members were reluctant to speak up during the retrospective. Reasons: indifference, some team members felt the project's outcome was acceptable and saw no need for further discussion. Lack of psychological safety, a few team members were hesitant to share their thoughts due to fear of criticism or repercussions. Creating a safe environment, ensure safety. Palo Pro's project manager, Rick, emphasized creating a supportive environment where everyone felt comfortable sharing their feedback. Promote feedback culture. Rick introduced a new approach where team members could anonymously submit their thoughts on what worked well and what didn't before the meeting. Open venue. During the retrospective, Rick ensured that every team member had the opportunity to voice their opinions and that feedback was received constructively. Impact of effective retrospectives. Improved management. The retrospective led to actionable insights that improved the project management and communication strategies. Influenced planning. Lessons learned from the project were incorporated into the planning for future software updates. Empowered team members. Team members felt their feedback was valued and seen as a critical component for improvement. Overall strategy: positivity and blamelessness. Rick focused on maintaining a positive atmosphere and avoided blaming individuals for any issues that arose. Psychological safety. By using anonymous feedback and encouraging open discussion, Rick ensured that all team members felt safe to contribute. Outcome: Palo Pro Data Sync's retrospective was a success. The team identified key areas for improvement, celebrated their achievements, and developed a more effective approach for future projects. The positive and blameless atmosphere fostered trust and encouraged honest feedback, leading to valuable insights and stronger team collaboration. Detailed summary: leading positive retrospectives. Purpose of retrospectives: review and learn from past projects. Identify what went well, what didn't, and any lucky outcomes. Apply lessons learned to future projects. Timing and frequency: typically conducted at the end of a project. Can also be held mid-project if decision-making is needed. Key principles: positivity, focus on constructive feedback and improvement. Blamelessness, avoid assigning blame, focus on learning and growth. Continuous improvement, aim to enhance team performance, processes, and outcomes. Challenges in retrospectives: lack of participation, team members may not speak up. Reasons: indifference, some may not care about improvement if they are content with the status quo. Lack of psychological safety, fear of negative consequences may prevent honest feedback. Creating a safe environment, ensure team members feel safe to express their opinions. Promote a culture where feedback is valued and used constructively. Provide a venue for team members to voice concerns and suggestions openly. Impact of effective retrospectives: helps in improving day-to-day project management and communication. Influences project planning and decision-making. Empowers team members by showing their input can lead to real change. Overall strategy: foster a positive, blameless atmosphere to encourage honest feedback. Ensure psychological safety to enhance participation and effectiveness. Wrap-up. Fictional story: Palo Pro Data Sync's quality journey transition from planning to execution. Palo Pro Data Sync had just completed its initial project planning phase, mapping out a new data integration system. With the planning phase wrapped up, they moved into the execution phase, where the real work began. Quality management practice: during execution, Palo Pro Data Sync defined strict quality standards for their integration system. They established metrics for data accuracy, system performance, and user satisfaction. After implementing the system, the team closely monitored these standards, measuring how well the system performed against the benchmarks. The results were compiled into a comprehensive report that was presented to stakeholders, showing that the project was meeting or exceeding the set quality standards. Retrospective document creation: after the project's initial rollout, Palo Pro Data Sync created a retrospective document. This document reviewed what went well, what didn't, and the lessons learned. The retrospective provided valuable insights into both the successes and areas for improvement, setting the stage for future projects. Advanced concepts and techniques: in the course of this project, Palo Pro Data Sync explored advanced quality management techniques. They experimented with new approaches to data validation and integrated additional tools to improve system performance. The team navigated various negotiations and escalations with stakeholders, addressing concerns and adapting to different priorities and personalities. Handling retrospectives challenges: the team faced some challenges during their retrospectives. To address these: lack of accountability, they implemented a clear accountability structure, assigning specific roles and responsibilities for addressing identified issues. Lack of participation, they used techniques such as one-on-one check-ins and encouraged open dialogue to ensure that everyone had a chance to contribute. Negativity. They created a safe environment for feedback, focusing on constructive criticism and solutions rather than placing blame. Application. With these techniques in hand, Palo Pro DataSync successfully applied them to draft a detailed retrospective for their next project, a new customer data platform. This new document, enriched by their recent experiences, added to their portfolio of artifacts and demonstrated their commitment to continuous improvement. Next steps. Palo Pro DataSync is now set to advance further in their quality management journey. They're eager to build on their lessons learned and apply new strategies as they continue with their upcoming projects and lessons. Detailed summary. Wrap up. Maintaining quality transition from planning to execution. Move from the planning phase to the execution phase of the project lifecycle. Quality management practice. Defined quality standards for the project. Evaluated how well these standards were being met. Presented findings to stakeholders. Retrospective document creation. Created a retrospective document to review project outcomes. Advanced concepts and techniques. Explored new approaches, methods, and techniques for managing quality. Navigated negotiations, escalations, and interactions with various roles and personalities. Handling retrospectives challenges. Developed techniques for managing lack of accountability, lack of participation, negativity in retrospectives. Application. Applied learn techniques to draft a retrospective for Source Spoon, adding to your portfolio of artifacts. Next steps. Continue learning and advancing with the upcoming lessons.